Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Just Onyechi. So I'm really excited to be here to be speaking to you guys about this particular subject matter. Anyway, if this is the first time coming across my YouTube channel, my name is Just Onyechi, like I earlier said, and in my YouTube channel I post basically everything, a little bit of everything. So it's World Oral Health Awareness Day, and I thought it's just right for me to create more like a little bit of an enlightenment campaign here on my channel. So I'm a dental surgery technician student, and I felt it was just right to do something since it's pertaining my field of study. So for the course of today's video, I'm going to be talking about periodontitis. Do not fret, it's not a big deal. It just simply means periodontal diseases. And this is very, very common. I chose this particular topic because I felt like it's a very, very common thing that happens to most people, and they don't even know what is really happening to them. Like, they don't know what is happening to them. But before I talk about periodontitis, I'm first going to be talking about gingivitis, which simply means gum inflammation. You know what gum is? Yes. So for dentistry, we call gum gingiva. Yeah. So the reason why I'll be talking about gingivitis, I'm not going to talk about much about it because there's literally nothing much to talk about gingivitis. Gingivitis simply means gum inflammation. And the reason why I'm talking about gingivitis, like trying to define the term gingivitis first before going down to periodontitis, that is simply because the fact that gingivitis has to come before periodontitis. So like gingivitis is more like a first stage to periodontitis, which is what I'm talking about today. So basically gingivitis is like the inflammation of your gum, your gingiva. When you see your gum is swollen and it bleeds, but there's no like any pocket in the gum, it's just swollen and bleeds. When you brush or do any little thing, then boom, it starts to bleed. It doesn't mean like heavy blood starts to pour out, no, but you're going to see some blood. That simply means you have gingivitis. That means your gum is starting to tell you that there's bacteria there, there's an infection there. You have to improve your oral hygiene, or yeah, you have to improve your oral hygiene. Brush better. You could brush a lot of time, but you're not brushing well. You understand? So it's trying to pass a message to you. But when your gum has passed this message to you and you're still not listening, that is where it graduates to periodontitis. This time I mentioned to inflammation of gum and supporting structures of the tooth. That's the ligament and every other structure that supports the tooth. So you're also going to be seeing periodontal pockets. You're going to be seeing like pockets in your gum. That means infection is increasing. So when you talk about the periodontitis, like periodontal disease, what is going to be affecting? It's going to be affecting the gum, the alveolar bone. That's the structures that there's a gum, and inside the gum there are other structures inside the gum, obviously. So it's going to be affecting the gum, the alveolar bone, the ligament, and the cement. So now that you've understand that periodontitis is like a next stage to gingivitis, you probably be wondering like what is the cause of this particular periodontitis. So basically what causes periodontitis is this bacteria. We have bacteria in our mouth. There are good bacteria and there are also bad bacteria, but sometimes bad bacteria happen to exceed and pass their limits, and then they overcome the good bacteria. This time around there's an issue in the mouth. This is not what is supposed to happen. So basically if you have these bacteria in your mouth and they are exceeding their limits, it could lead to periodontitis. Or when you allow calculus and tartars to be in the mouth, you don't brush properly, this also leads to gingivitis, which proceeds to periodontitis. Your mouth is not properly taken care of, and then you're wondering, okay, how do I know if I have periodontitis or if periodontitis? What you're going to know that, okay, this has exceeded from gingivitis to periodontitis. I'm not saying that you should allow you get to that place, take care of your mouth, but just in case you're wondering, what is the symptoms of gingivitis? One is a swollen gum, just like gingivitis, which happens to be a first stage to periodontitis. Second of them is redness of the gum. You see your gum turns reddish or purple. You stand that when you touch your gum, you feel that it's softer than it's usually. Into leave this part of the crown part, and it's going to go above, showing your cementum. That's the part of the tooth that's supposed to be inside the gum. It's starting to get exposed. That is a symptom of gingivitis. And then you're going to start seeing pockets, like new space developing between your teeth and your gum. That's pockets, periodontal pockets. You're going to start seeing pockets that you can easily choke a probe inside. That's very, very that's not good. Like when you start to see pockets, that simply means it has gone to period. And in some cases you could see pus. Yeah, you know pus, right? You could see pus between your teeth and gum. That also is a symptom of periodontitis. You can also, when you chew, it's so painful. There's also bad breath. When you speak, people are like, girl, get a mask or something. Yeah, something like that. could lead to bad breath. There are types of periodontitis. We have chronic periodontitis, we have acute periodontitis, we have necrotizing periodontitis. For the chronic periodontitis, this usually occurs in adults, but it does not mean that it cannot occur in children, but in most cases it's seen in adults because it's characterized by this calculus buildup, which of course is believed that as an adult you grow older, so this calculus buildup, that's like this dirt and tartar in your mouth, they build up, and if they are not well taken care of or removed through scaling and polishing or other forms of, or maybe deep cleaning, it could exceed limit, it could exceed and just get really worse and then becomes periodontitis. That is for chronic periodontitis. But for aggressive periodontitis, this type of periodontitis is mostly found in children because it tends to happen in early stage, very small number of people. Necrotizing periodontal diseases, as the name implies, necrotizing. When you hear about necrotizing, that simply means tissues are dying. Basically, that's what it's saying. So in this kind of periodontal diseases, it can lead to death of tooth structures, like the tooth supporting structures, like the ligaments, the alveolar bone, all those stuff, like they begin to die. So you could be wondering what's the cause of this particular disease, so you avoid it. It's caused basically by calculus and plaque. When I say calculus, I mean like this build-up of dirt in your mouth. Dirt. Like when you eat, you don't brush, or you brush, but you don't brush well. A lot of people brush, but they don't brush well because they don't know how to brush right. I don't know if that makes sense. So that's it. When this plaque, they build up and they mix up with chemicals from food, they get calcified rather. They become calcified to form calculus. And then some of them become blackish, and you just feel those stuff in your mouth. Those are tartar. So these things build up, and then when they are not properly treated through proper oral hygiene, then they exceed, they become a cause, and then they become a cause of periodontitis. And now there are some basic factors that can increase your chances of getting periodontitis, which I think you should totally avoid, because of course, who wants to have it? It's like, so the chances, the stuff that can, the factors that can increase your chances of getting periodontal disease are: number one is gingivitis, of course. Like I said, periodontitis is like the next levels after gingivitis. So if you have gingivitis, it leads to periodontitis if you don't take care of it. So for you to take care of, to prevent periodontitis, you have to avoid gingivitis. That's, you have to take care of your tooth, your mouth, to prevent you from getting gingivitis, which could lead to periodontitis. Smoking or chewing tobacco. Of course, smoking has like a lot of disadvantage. I don't even know why people smoke, but basically. So smoking tobacco increases your chance of getting periodontitis, which I think you should really stop, avoid, and run away from. Number 4, we have old age. Old age is a blessing, but then there's a chance of getting periodontitis because, of course, when people age, they probably wouldn't know how to take care of themselves, their teeth better, like the way they used to. So that is very, very understandable, but it still is what it is. Old age is a factor. We also have hormonal change. Some people during pregnancy or a menopause stage, that's when they're about to get into menopause, or during menopause stage, they tend to have this periodontitis. We also have substance abuse, like people that take hard drugs. This is a risk factor. Obesity, people that are obese, and also the inadequate nutrition, like bad nutrition, could also increase your chance of getting period. And also there's genetic. This one I found I find this one very, very fascinating, like that genetic can also be a risk factor for periodontitis. Probably there are people who in their genetics is just a thing. Yeah, so you could be taking care of your teeth very, very well, your mouth in general, and still have periodontitis, unfortunately, because of your genetic makeup. So basically there's a lot of other factors, but we're going to be stopping here. Complications of periodontitis, it leads to tooth loss. Obviously, you don't take care of your teeth can start to of course, if you lose your tooth, start to shake, and then tooth loss. And also there's a theory that if you don't take care of your teeth properly, like periodontitis, that bacteria can move into your bloodstream and affect your lung and your heart and other organs, which of course you do not want. So you have to take care of your mouth. So now we go further to treatment or preventions of periodontitis. This goes hand in hand. Number 1, we have proper oral hygiene. Of course, you just have to take care of your mouth. Brush 2 times a day. Some people don't know when to brush. Some people think it's brushing in the morning after break, like in the morning before breakfast, and then at night, then later you still eat something. Like, you don't do that. So basically, you brush 2 times a day. That's in the morning after your breakfast. Like, you wake up in the morning, you eat, and then you brush it off before you leave the house. You eat lunch, and then when you eat dinner, then at night before you sleep, you brush for the last time before going to bed. Not like after brushing, then you eat small chocolate before you sleep, then that totally forfeits the fact that you even brushed that night. So that is how to brush right. In the morning, after breakfast, and at night after dinner, the last thing you do at night before. So number 2, we have regular dental visit. This is very, very important, but unfortunately in Africa, dental visits are like most people don't go there. Like, why do I want to go and see the dentist? Like, my teeth is fine. Like, I can just, yeah. Especially in Nigeria. Let me not generalize Africa. I've not been to a lot of places. Like, in fact, I've always been in Nigeria. So, like, in Nigeria, a lot of people don't go to visit like their dentist. But this is very, very important, because if you visit your dentist regularly, there's some things you don't know about your teeth and then your mouth in general, and the dentist sees it during that your visit. They can help correct it before it gets worse. For instance, if you have gingivitis without even knowing it, and then you make a chance, like a time, and go visit your dentist, he could spot it like the moment he sees it or she sees it, and then she helps you to tell you what to do to prevent or stop this gingivitis before it gets to periodontitis. But because most people don't go to their dentist, they don't know gingivitis comes and it exceeds and proceeds over. So number 3, we have antibiotic therapy. Like I told you before, the causes of periodontitis is bacteria. So you could use drugs to prevent or kill these bacteria. So we have corrective treatment. That's basically if you already have the calculus in your mouth, you can go to the hospital for S&P, stain and polishing, or deep cleaning. We also have aftercare. If paraventure you already have this periodontitis, well, this is not the end of the world. You could still improve your oral hygiene care and things can go back to normal. So guys, this is pretty much the end of today's video. I hope this video was helpful. So let me know what you want to see more in my channel, and if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and yeah, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you all. See you all in my next video.